When you lack direction, the first thing you lose is speed. Extrapolate this concept to your own personal life. You're driving, exploring a new terrain. You're most likely going to wind down, get down from your car, ask questions. Oh, I'm going to XYZ. Where is this place? Talking to a criminal, you have no idea. Talking to a thug or potential murderer, you have no idea. That's the problem with ignorance. But it is better to ask your question and scale past that terrain as opposed to stand in pride, driving full speed ahead, hoping to one day arrive at your destination, which is the problem with most people. They have zero drive, zero goal, zero direction, and yet they are moving at full throttle as though they have the end game in mind. Before I go on giving you ways on how to circumvent that scenario, there's a third pattern I want us to explore together, and this would prove to be more beneficial than anything I would share today, which is prevention is better than cure. Had you gone with a map or went with GPS tracker or something that would aid direction that doesn't necessarily involve calming down your car, interacting with unknown people, is better than what I earlier shared. So prevention is better than cure in all of its ramifications. There's something called JAMB over here in Africa. It's an exam taken once a year that qualifies you to be admitted in any university of your choice. Because this exam is once in a year, what most people do when they post you to an unfamiliar terrain or another state, they go in advance, check the school, check the venue, check where they're supposed to write. So the next day, it is easier to arrive at that place. Conversely, some people wait till the day, then begin to walk around and look for the destination. I had one story of a woman who flew in the same day. They got up early in the morning, they were looking for the place, but by the time they found the venue, the gate has been shut. So that child would have to pay the price of waiting one more year to rewrite the exam. And I'm very sure, I can guarantee you, they are never going to make the same mistake. So a mistake costs 1 year or added another year of pain to that young man, to that young individual. Yes, he's able to cure it, but at what cost? A year of his life. A year of his life. A year of his life. One single mistake. The moral I'm trying to extract from these various analogies is, because there's a cure, doesn't mean you should deliberately make mistakes. Avoid cures like you're avoiding the plague. Because most times, the cure doesn't necessarily fix the problem. Or sometimes, it costs you. It costs you a year. It costs you a limb. It costs you a part of your body. Before you know, as a lady, you should be careful with the kind of men you hop into the front seat with. So you have to be very careful. Also, there's something I would like to share on prevention. A lot of parents, a lot of our predecessors, a lot of people who have lived before us have made the same mistake we are about to make or have made. As the Bible famously puts it, there's nothing new under the sun. And you will think that the upcoming generation is smart enough to see all of these problems and discern as well as correct it. Yet they make the same mistake. Hello, I'm XYZ. I just got out of rehab. I spent 20 years of my life smoking. It cost me a liver. It cost me a kidney. Please don't smoke. And you will see some arrogant young man, perhaps blowing smoke on the screen. Don't worry, I want to burn my liver. I want to go through the experience. I want to enjoy the women. Then I'll correct the upcoming generation. How dare you try to rob me of the experience you've enjoyed? Problem with most people, and they end up making a mistake. Conversely, there are people who understand that these are actual problems, but they still end the opposite direction. Why is that? They want a story. We as humans are constantly trying to make our life exciting. It's not money you want, it's the process of getting the money. That's why men don't understand why they cheat. They cheat because they like conquest. You like the idea of following the girl or texting her and you've got her done in the trash can. You're looking for the next thing. So it's conquest you want. You want your life to be exciting. Sorry. The reason most people make the same mistake is they want their life to be exciting. They want to go through that same process. It's like watching a man fall into a ditch, struggle to wiggle his way out after 20 years, and you make that same mistake to also have the experience of falling into a ditch. As ridiculous as this sounds, most people who have high work ethic prefer to go the hard way than the easier route, because they know the hard way contains a lot of stories, a lot of difficulties, of which they become a better version of themselves. That's why it's modern day teaching that's trying to erode this idea of soul hard work. Now we're exploring concepts like smart work coupled with hard work. Being strategic with your efforts. So be very careful how you spend your time. Be very careful of making mistakes for a story. I guarantee you, my friend, if it's a story you want, you'll get loads of it in this game of life. This life is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So if you can learn the lessons from the guy who fell into a ditch, you've saved yourself 20 years of pain and suffering. Going forward, there's most likely obstacles, there are most likely ditches of which you would circumvent and draw out victory lessons from that experience. That becomes your unique story. That becomes something you share to posterity. So don't waste your time making mistakes other people have made. If you draw the same victory lessons, then nothing is unique. No one is going to revere you for that kind of life. So be yourself. Prevention is better than cure. Always have direction. And as always, my friends, it's a pleasure speaking to you. I'll see you in the next one.